Good morning, students. Sairam. So, students, now we have already learned about what is the business services in our previous videos. Now, in this video, I am going to complete this chapter. So, let's start. Students, business services, all you know very well that the services uh, which remove the hindrances of the business and helps to smooth running is known as business services. Like bank provide finance to start a business or to earn more profit. Insurance, which provide protection to a business. Transportation, which helps to transport product from one place to another. Warehousing, which is very helpful to keep their products safely in a go down. Communication, which is also an essential part which helps to communicate to each other, like wholesaler, retailer, and the consumer. Now we have already completed our three parts of business services, which is transportation, communication, and banking. Now in this video we are going to start insurance and banking. So what is insurance? Insurance means to assure the property, a life, anything. Okay, so what does the insurance mean? Insurance means which provide financial protection against loss due to risk. That means it is a contract under which the insurer agrees to pay the satisfied amount or specified amount on the death of insured or the expiry of a certain fixed period under whichever is less. Means insurance means it is like a contract in which insured and insuree both are agree to start a contract, and under this contract insurer who insured by the insured who agrees to pay insurer agrees to pay specific amount on the death of the insured person. Okay, insured means the person who take an insurance policy. Okay, look student, insurer and insuree, there are two persons who involved in this insurance contract. Insurer means who give insurance. Okay, and insured means who take that insurance policy is known as insured. Okay, so it is a contract under which the insurer agrees to pay the specific amount on the death or any loss of the insured or on the expiry of a certain fixed period, whichever is less. Okay student, so we repeat again. Insurance means which provide financial protection against any loss, okay, due to any risk. So let's start with its function of insurance. So student, why we do insurance? What is the main objective behind it? So what are the functions of insurance? Because it provides us protection. We feel secure if we take insurance policy or insured ourselves, our product, our business, so we feel protected. Okay, now what the insurance do? Insurance share the risk. What the insurance do? Insurance share our business risk, life risk, by providing the money after the death or after the expiry of insurance policy, whichever is less. Now improves the efficiency. It is also helpful in improving the efficiency of any business. Prevention of losses. It helpful. Look student, insurance, what insurance do? Insurance sharing our risk. So what indirectly what the insurance do? Insurance prevent our losses. Okay, it helps in earning foreign exchange. Look student, if we do a marine insurance, so if we freely move from one country to another country by ship. Okay, so there is no fear of loss of any sink, loss during the transportation, during the transit from one place to another through the sea route. So it is very helpful to earn foreign exchange. We can trade from out trade with the another countries also. Okay, because if we feel ensure. Now promote economic development. Look student, when foreign exchange, the currency of another country comes into our country, so it also promote the economic development of our country. Now what are the principles of insurance? So students, the functions we have completed. Now principles of insurance. The first principle is utmost good faith. Look student, it is a contract of insurance. It is a contract of insurance, or we can say that it is a contract of faith. That is, both the insurer and the insured should display good faith toward each other in regards to the contract. First principle of insurance says that both the party, insurer and insured, have the good faith among them, among each other or toward each other. So what is the utmost good faith means they are having the good faith toward each other. Next is insurable interest. Insurable interest means the insured must have an insurable interest in the subject matter of insurance. It means same economic interest. Insurable interest means the same economic, same means related to money. The insurer must have an insurable interest in the subject matter of insurance. That means the same money related interest. Next is principle of indemnity. The principle of indemnity, the term indemnity means security against loss. It means the insurance is untitled to cover the intent of the loss suffered by them, by him, up to the limit of the amount recovered by the policy. Look students, indemnity means to security against the loss. So principle of indemnity says that the loss suffered by him or him, her, anybody, up to the limit is covered. It is covered by the insurance company up to the limit. Full amount is not given to the company. Means if the loss is of 1 crore, but according to the insurance policy, only 60%, like 60 lakh, is covered by the insurance policy. Means it is fully depend on the terms and condition of principal insurance policy. Okay, means full amount is not covered by the insurance company, only limited amount is covered by the insurance company. Next is principle of subrogation. Principle of subrogation means according to this principle, the insured get all the rights against the third party with respect to the subject matter insured after compensating the loss of the insured. Look student, the principle of subrogation means the insured person get all the right against the third party with respect to the subject matter and insured after compensating the loss of the insured. Okay, now next one is, next we start proxima causa proxima, means proximate cause. According to this principle, the insurance is liable for the loss only when such loss is proximately caused by the natural consequences which are stated in the policy. Look student, by this insurance policy principles, it says that the actual cause insurance policy pay only to the actual loss, which is actual means the natural cause or consequences which is already stated in the insurance policy. If this type of natural causes occur, then insurance policy will pay to that. Okay, now next is Next is principle of contribution. According to this principle, insurable who is claimed the amount under an insurance policy has the right to recover the the provision contribution from the other insurance. Look student, contribution means both the party contribute in the insurance policy, okay, insurer and insured, but the insured has a full right to get the full amount of insured which is stated in a insurance policy. Okay, principle of contribution says that both the parties give the contribute to the insurance policy, insured and insurer, and after any loss the insurable person claim the full amount which is stated in the policy, and he is the right to get all the amount. Okay, now next is principle of mitigation, or we can say that principle of loss minimization. According to this principle, it is the duty of insurance to take reasonable step to minimize the loss and damage to the insurer property. Look student, minimize the loss minimization. Look student, insurer uh, the insurer who insured a person, insurer has a right or a duty to take reasonable step. And how he take reasonable step? To minimize the loss, so that the insurance company pay less according to these reasonable step. Means the principle of loss minimization says that the insurance the insurer has a duty to minimize the loss. Okay, so if he minimize the loss, then the insurance company will pay the minimum amount. Okay, now next is type of insurance. Look student, there are many type of insurance like life insurance policy, life insurance, property insurance, marine insurance, fire insurance, liability insurance, guarantee insurance, social insurance. So there are many types of insurance are there in that insurance. um, so these insurance is categorized into four parts, like first one is life insurance, second is marine insurance, third one is fire insurance, and fourth one is other insurance. And other insurance comes like medical insurance, property insurance, vehicle insurance, liability insurance, social insurance, guarantee insurance, and etc. So let's start one by one. Okay, so number one is life insurance. It is a contract under which the insurer agrees to pay the satisfied or specified amount to the death of the insured or the expiry of the certain period, whichever is less. Okay, so what is the definition of insurance? Life insurance, it is a contract where an insurance company undertakes in consideration of regular payment of premium to pay a certain sum of money to the assured on the maturity of that policy or the death, whichever is earlier. Okay, now type of insurance policy. Look students, there are five types of insurance policy. Number one is whole life insurance policy, endowment life insurance policy, joint life insurance policy, annuity life insurance policy, and children endowment policy. So we will study all these type of insurance policy one by one. Number one is whole life insurance policy. In this kind of policy, the amount of insured party is payable only on the death of the insured. Whole life means the amount is payable only on the death of the insured. Endowment life policy means under this type of policy, the insurer undertakes to pay insured a specific amount on the attainment of a particular age. Okay, endowment means attainment of a particular age or on his death, whichever is less. Now, joint life insurance policy. In this policy is taken up jointly on the life of two or more person, means like husband wife take one policy. Okay, so this what is this called? Joint life policy, when two person involved or take a one policy. Next is annuity life insurance policy. Under this policy, the insured money is payable in a monthly and annual installment after the insured at a certain age. Next one is children endowment policy. In this policy, the amount is payable by the insurer when the children reach at a particular age. This policy is taken to provide fund for education or the marriage of children. Okay, now next one is fire insurance. It is a contract whereby the insurer consideration of the due to the loss which is occurred by the fire. Okay, means the premium paid undertakes to compensate the insured for any loss that may result due to the occurrence of fire. Now, what is the meaning of fire insurance? Fire insurance is a form of property insurance which protect the people from the cost occurred by fire. When a structure is covered by fire insurance, the insurance policy will pay out in an event that the structure is damaged or destroyed by the fire. So what are the conditions for the claim? Means when we claim, if we get the fire insurance or we bear a loss by the fire, there must be an actual loss and the fire must be accidental or intentional. Okay, now next one is marine insurance. So student, marine insurance. Now, marine insurance, it is a contract insurance under which the insurer undertakes the insured in the manner to the extent thereby against the marine losses, means like the sinking of a ship that you see in that picture. Now, definition of marine insurance, it is a contract whereby the insurer undertakes to indemnity the insured in manner and to extent thereby agreed against the marine losses, that is the losses accident to marine adventure. Now, there are three types of insurance, marine insurance. Number one is hull, second is cargo, and third one is freight. So, what is the hull? Hull means a ship. What is the ship insurance means? When a ship is insured against any type of danger is known as hull insurance. Means when a ship is insured due to any loss, so that it is known as hull insurance. Cargo insurance means when a marine insurance policy is taken to recover the losses caused to the cargo during the journey, it is known as cargo insurance. Cargo means when the loss caused due to the cargo, loss to the cargo during the journey, so it is known as cargo insurance. Okay, cargo means loss of any goods, okay, while the transit by land to sea and to the another place. Now next one is freight insurance. Freight refers to when a marine insurance is taken to guard against a non-recovery of freight is known as freight insurance. Look student, like in this picture, the freight refers to the free received or the carriage of the goods in the ship. So usually the ship owner of the and the freight receiver are the same person. The freight can be received in two ways, in advance or after the good reach in the destination. In the former case, the freight is secure, In the later, the marine law says that the freight is payable only when the good reaches the destination port safely. Hence, if the ship is destroyed on the way, the ship owner will lose the freight along with the ship. That is why the ship owner purchase freight insurance policy along with the hull policy. Okay, so student, insurance part has finished. Now we are going to start the next topic, which is warehouse. Warehouse means a place, a go down where we kept our goods safely. Okay, means warehouse is a commercial building for storage of good. Okay, now there are um, five types of warehouse, like private warehouse, public warehouse, bonded, government and cooperative. Private means they are operated, owned and leased by a company holding their own goods, such as retail store. Okay, now public warehouse means these are regulated by the government by issuing license to the private parties and can be used for storage of goods by trader, manufacturer or any member of the public after the payment of storage fees. Now next one is bonded warehouse. So bonded means there are these are licensed by the government to accept the import good to the payment of tax after the payment of tax and custom duties. Okay, means these bonded warehouses are especially for the are established or made in the airport. Okay, so that after the payment of taxes and custom duties, these the goods are kept in these bonded warehouse. Next one is government warehouse. These warehouses are fully owned and managed by the government, like Food Corporation of India. Next one is cooperative warehouse. Some marketing cooperative societies set up own warehouses for the members of their cooperative society, and these warehouses are known as the cooperative warehouses. Now the last topic of this chapter is functions of warehousing. The first function is to consolidation, second breaking in bulk, and third one is storage of goods. So what the warehouse do? Number one is consolidation, means where warehouse receive and consolidate goods in a different production plants. And break in bulk means they divide the bulk quantity of goods received from the production plant into a smaller quantity. And storage, they store the seasonal goods or material safely. So students, your this chapter has been completed. So if you have any problem, then we will discuss in our online class. So students, thank you. Saira.